Welcome, poultry enthusiasts, to another exciting episode of the Poultry Nerds podcast.
Whether you're raising backyard chickens, diving deep into the science of avian health, or just obsessed with all things feather and eggs, you're in the right place. I'm Carey.
And I'm Jennifer, your host. And today we've got an episode packed with everything you need to know about Celadon.
From expert tips, fascinating facts, we're here to help you become the ultimate poultry pro. It's time to get nerdy. This episode is brought to you by eggfoam.com. Coincidentally, we're talking about Celadons and their beautiful blue eggs. Hatchery owners, farmers, egg enthusiasts, if you're looking for the best and safest way to ship your eggs, go to eggfoam.com. They're your go-to source for premium solutions designed specifically for egg shipping. Eggfoam.com, they specialize in high-quality, durable foam shippers that cradle each egg perfectly, providing the support you need during shipping. There's even a YouTube video where she put eggs in the box and kicked them around the barn, and then they hatched. So that's pretty awesome. Whether it's chicken eggs, duck eggs, quail eggs, eggfoam.com has the perfect solution for you. They also have chick shipping boxes. All the supplies you need. The grow gel that you need, the packs to keep them warm so they don't freeze this time of year, everything you need to ship 12, 13 chicks, or even up to 20 quail will go in there. Eggfoam.com.
Go there.
Yeah, Celadons.
Yes.
They're beautiful little shiny blue eggs. How does that happen?
Well, see, the quail, the hen, she lays an egg, and you get these blue eggs.
I do.
If y'all could see his face, you get these blue eggs.
Hen quail lay eggs.
You asked, I'm going to give it to you.
But so I have seen their Celadons is like right now, chickens, eggs, hatching eggs, they're a huge hot topic.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants that shiny blue egg layer. Not really the dingy blue, not really the blue speckledy like a Pharaoh, regular quail egg with some blue on it. No, they want that shiny blue egg.
Mm-hmm.
And you have those.
I do.
How hard is it to make that happen?
It's a royal pain. It's a pain. So first you have to buy or obtain the gene somehow. It doesn't just appear out of thin air. And any bird, we're talking quail, any quail can carry the gene. You cannot tell if it has it from just looking at it, unless it's a hen and she happens to be laying a blue egg at that moment. That's the only way you can tell. But a male, you have to breed and test breed and back cross and all of those things to confirm that he is homozygous for the Celadon gene.
So homozygous is what you want. That means he's got it 2 times.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And you have to have a homozygous male in order to obtain a true blue line.
Guys have been in charge of either making it right or screwing it up forever.
So we're going to start at the beginning. Now, I breed Celadons, but Carey does not. So he's going to play the novice in this conversation for asking me all of the questions.
Yeah, because Celadons is a huge thing right now, and
missing
I asked you the question because I know you breed them, and you was like, let's make a show out of it. And I was like, but I'm about to answer now. Um, because it's a very interesting phenomenon to me. I understand it's a gene, and you can't tell by looking, which kind of gives a mystery to it. But you have to obtain it, and I guess, like, how do you keep it? How do you get it bluer? Can you make it jumbo? Like, how does that work?
Well, that's a whole lot of questions wrapped up into one.
Well,
So, first of all, a Celadon egg is a shiny blue egg. And if you're lucky, it's robin's egg blue. But most of the time, it's more like a sky blue or a pale blue. I mean, there's variations, and it could have speckles. These are not splotches like a regular quail egg. These are actually raised speckles that you can kind of pop off with your fingernail. Now, on occasion, a regular quail may lay an egg with a bluish tint to it. This does not make her a Celadon carrier. A hen is either a Celadon or she's not. There's no heterozygous. So you can't have a hen that just every once in a while lays Celadon. That is not a thing. So once you've confirmed that you have the blue gene in your hen, then you can do some test breeding and find it in a male and then start working towards creating a true blue line.
so let me ask this. If I get, so let's say I'm searching on eBay, because everybody seems to go to eBay for quality hatching egg.
On eBay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people there that have quality, but that's just because they sell everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I buy some blue eggs. Am I going to get a heterozygous male if I have a male?
Let's see. If
Or
you
do I still need to, like, test it out and find out?
So you will get, if you're lucky, a homozygous male, but you'll still have to do a lot of testing to check for that. At minimum, you'll get some heterozygous. And that just means that he's a carrier. He has one copy of the Celadon gene. Homozygous means he has two copies. So if you get a blue egg from a breeder that you don't know anything about, then you will have to do a lot of test hatching to find out if your line is true or not. If you even get one egg that is off, your line is not true blue.
So, like, if you have one that was going through the printer and the ink cartridges was just messed up that day, you need to cull it because it's not a true blue.
Well, how do I explain this? So sometimes a regular quail can lay like a white egg that has splotches on it. I mean, a Celadon can do that. I have found that more often they're very dull. They don't have a shiny finish on them. They might have a big splotch of speckles right at the pointy end. Or they could have so much pigment on them that they look almost like a turquoise gem almost, but they're so soft you really can't handle them. They just fall apart in your hand. So those are the quote unquote off eggs of a Celadon.
I gotcha. So if let's say I ordered 3 dozen hatchet eggs and they were all blue, the way they were supposed to be. I hatched them out. I would want to get those birds to maturity level and probably like pair them up maybe, or just let them run wild until I find out who's laying the right colors and separate them. And like the ones that are laying the real shiny, perfect blue, I want to keep those hens. And the ones that are laying the white or like the really dull colored blue ones that the color's not consistent, I would want to cull those.
Correct.
And
Good
then
selection point.
take, I'll probably wind up with just a couple of the pretty blue egg layers. And then once I have those, I'm guessing I want to just look at my bachelor pad and be like, who's getting lucky today? Pull him out, stick him in with one of the hens, and let them get to know each other for a week or so, and then throw some eggs in the incubator and see what happens. And then wait till those mature and see if the hens lay blue eggs. And hope that I didn't get them mixed up.
Yeah, the hoping part. So Celadons are a record keeping, for me, nightmare. For somebody with OCD, maybe it would be their dream job. I don't know. So if you are wanting to breed a true blue line, you have to keep immaculate records.
If I'm out, I'm screwed.
So you have to know where each of let's just start at the beginning here. So each of my roosters have a leg band on them, and they are numbered. And then those eggs go in the incubator, and they are tagged with his number. And then those chicks that hatch go into a brooder, and their lineage is on blue tape. You know, I love my painter's tape.
Painter's tape, yeah.
The painter's tape stays with them the whole time. So in my case, my shorthand will say R47, and that tells. I mean, I can tell by looking at them that they're Celadons because, I mean, I know what my birds look like.
I was gonna say you don't care about the hen because you can see the egg and tell that it's a Celadon hen. You're tracking the rooster to see if he makes Celadon producing kids.
Right. So the reason why I'm keeping up with it is because if any of those hens lay off, 8 weeks later, then I know that Brew 47 was bad and that he needs to go in the coal pile. So I can go ahead and go all the way back to him, yank him out, make sure all of his sons are out. Now his daughters, if they lay blue, are okay. They're still.
So if this happens, R47 and his sons
gone.
They're all tank food.
They are.
That's why your dog eats so good.
But now his daughters, if they lay blue, they're still true. So I can keep them.
So they'll survive.
Yes. And I can put them with another rooster from a different line, but still tagged, and the brooder is still marked. And this goes on and on every single hatch.
So, like your best case, absolutely most lucky situation, you're 16 weeks minimum. That'd be longer than that because you still got to incubate the last set. So you're 6 months.
Yeah, it takes a long time. And so let's just now.
So how long have you been working on yourself? Because I know you started with them a good hot minute back.
I want to say 22 maybe, 2022. I'm not good with time, you know that. 2022. Now I had to bring the gene in. Michael at Southwest gave me birds, and they got mixed up with some non-Celadon birds. So I had to breed them back true again, which he offered to send me more birds. I declined the offer because
No, I want a challenge.
well, I felt like moving them back forward again, then I would fully grasp everything that needs to be done to make a true blue line. And it's true.
Learn the hard way.
Yep. I have, you know, they're laying blue. I mean, pretty regular. I mean, all the time. I'm confident when I send them out that people are getting what they're asking for.
So I mean, that's huge. That's huge because there's a lot of people out there. It seems like everybody's selling Celadons.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like everybody just got them 5 minutes ago. There's some people that have had them for years and they can, like what they can tell the whole process. But other people, I mean, they've never talked about a blue egg and now they're selling them. And, I think for Celadons do bring, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know the price difference.
Mm-hmm. They take up a lot of space.
There's a price difference in the old Celadons.
Yeah.
But apparently that's because to have good quality Celadons, that is not a fast process.
No, it takes
and there's a lot of work. So you can't just be a replicator. You got to be an actual breeder.
Yes. So if you want to be a true blue breeder, then in my case, I'm just going to speak to how I do it because I don't know. There's only a handful of true blue breeders out there. I'm only going to speak to how I do it. And I use the hatch and time cages and I have the dividers in it. And when the birds become old enough to start laying, so I have home built grow out cages. When I see that first egg in that grow out cage, then every bird in there gets put in their own section of a hatching time cage.
I was gonna say they get an instant condo upgrade.
Correct.
Because I've been in your barn and I've been like, why do you have one bird in here?
Yeah, I have 2 whole stacks, kind of 2.5 stacks just for that. And so that stack will be marked with the rooster number, the lineage number, and then make sure all those hens lay blue so I don't have any problem. You still have to check every time because if you're going to have a problem, you want to nip it in the bud and go back to the source. And so then once all those girls have laid, usually 3 to 5 eggs, depends on how busy I am. I look at the 3 to 5 eggs that are in the tray, and then I look at the bird, make sure that she's good, that she's a jumbo size, that she don't have any health issues, that, her conformation's correct, her face is correct. There's no missing toes or cross beak or anything is going on with that bird. Then I look at her eggs, and I want to see shiny blue eggs. I prefer no speckles, but I understand that people like speckles, so I do keep some that have speckles, but I don't do heavy speckle. I just don't like them, and it's my barn, so I don't do it.
Well, I mean, and I've seen some of yours that they look like they might have got a little bit of pepper dropped on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen others where you literally would roll the door up and you're just throwing them.
I do.
And your pigs are at the other end of the barn. Like, heck yeah, send it to me. Keep them coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what? And you're like, it's not blue enough. And so what you're saying is, if I want to get in the Celadon game, I'm going to have to start with I probably should start with like a breeder group. Just drop the cash, get a breeder group that's confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
And then pray that I don't accidentally have an OG Pharaoh that slides his way into the cage.
Well,
because then I'm screwed.
Yes.
So that keeping them together, like what you do with keeping them your own in their own, like everybody in this cage, your Celadon R47 or whoever the lucky cat is, this is his cage until you hatch the eggs and he either turns into tank food or he becomes a confirmed breeder.
Right.
And then
Hmm.
that's a lot.
Yep. So then once the rooster's confirmed, then he gets a little check mark beside his name that he's been confirmed. And so currently everybody in my barn is confirmed. So I have no issues. So now that everybody is confirmed in my barn and has been for a long time, I'm actually working on bird size and egg size. I love my larger eggs. So I actually just go through there when I'm pulling for me for the week to hatch out of. I pull all the largest eggs. I mean, that I know aren't double yolkers. And I pull all of them. And then that's what I'm working on at this point. And of course, the larger birds. And I really don't like white birds. So white birds don't stay very long. They don't ever make it to my breeder sets. It's just a preference. It's just what I like. So we didn't talk about plumage colors. You didn't ask me about plumage colors.
Well, to be honest, when everything I see people talking about, I mean, I know that because I've seen looking at yours, I know that you can have different, you can have tuxedo, you can have Egyptian, you can have Pharaoh. They can all have the Celadon gene.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see anybody asking about that. Every once in a while, you'll see somebody mention a color, but most of the time it's, I want the blue eggs.
Yeah. Supposedly there's somebody out there with a feather sexable line of Celadons, and every once in a while I'll see it pop up on a Facebook group or something, and I have dogged them for eggs, and I can't get any eggs. So I don't know that they actually have them or they just don't want to share. I don't know what the deal is. Mine are Rosetta, Tibetan, and the tuxedo combination. I have found in my line, now everybody's line is different. My line, the tuxedo birds are larger, but I prefer the look of the Rosetta. I don't particularly care for the range, so I have sort of selected all of those out. The majority of my line, I'm not going to say 100%, is Rosetta, Tibetan, or tux thereof.
It's kind of sad too because, I'm a red fan. I like the range.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
But I had some one time and for me, my big thing is I want a huge bird because I want bantam size eggs that aren't double yolkers, and I want a pound. And I tried so hard, and it was like the range. They're just designed to be cute little birds. I mean, I could get them into what people consider jumbo, which I think that's like 12 ounces.
10.
10.
Yeah.
But to me, a 10-ounce bird is not jumbo. I mean, hey, your buttons are almost to the point of not needing special quail rails. Like, so
I can't grow anything small here.
I don't know. I mean, it's they just, I couldn't do it, but I do like a huge bird that's also Celadon.
Working on it.
That would be like, I want to say the cat's meow, but that has nothing to do with poultry.
I have to just put this out there though. I mean, it's an egg. It tastes like an egg, cooks like an egg. It's an egg. The pigs don't care what color it is. I mean, I have them. They're cool. They're nifty, but I don't know. I just
I mean, most people that you see going nuts over them online, they're they want them to look at.
yeah.
So
Me personally, if I was going to say my favorite kind of quail egg,
mhm.
occasionally, I mean, not occasionally, but I get them every day, but I don't know who's laying them. Um, it's a regular quail egg, but it looks more like a marble. It kind of has a caramel swirl to it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Not the splotchy ones. Just they look like marbles. If I could, maybe one day I'll sort the pharaohs and find who lays those marbles and maybe breed those. I don't know. That's a whole other day of stuff to do.
Well, I appreciate you telling me about Celadons. Um, we will have to continue this conversation because I do want to know more, but I'm gonna have to figure out the record keeping way first because I'm gonna have to figure out a cheat sheet for that or something. Because
Mhm.
yeah,
Now, if you just want to throw celadons in and get a mixed basket, now that's easy.
yeah, I don't want to do that.
So I sell a lot of the hen's choice eggs and I always throw celadons in there. So you'll always get something here and there in your basket that way.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, cool deal.
Well, hopefully that was an intro to celadons.
Yeah, we'll have to continue later and dive deeper as I figure out some of the record keeping. And it's time for lesson number 2.
Sounds good.
Y'all have a good one.
Bye.